Hi, I'm David with Centre for Regenerative Agriculture, and today with our compost tea brewers we're going to set up the Microbulator 50. So it comes as an assembly of PVC pipe, and we got this 55-gallon plastic drum, cut the lid off it, and the company that sells it, Microbulator.com, I think they're based in Canada. We bought that from them, and it comes with two aeration systems. So there's an aerator that's at the bottom, which is underneath the bag we're going to hang, and then it also pumps through here in a pulse and is kind of like a waterfall. So I really like that about this brewer, is the pulse and double aeration system. It does come with a bag and an aerator you can put in the bag, but today what we're going to do is to hang a bag of compost and have that be aerated both from the top and pulse aerated from the top and from the bottom too. So we'll go ahead and fill up the bucket and we'll see what happens. Get our bucket of compost. Okay, so we've got our compost, high quality compost, in our compost tea bag, and we've got information about that somewhere else on the video. And with this we've got about 40 gallons in there, so I'm going to use 1/3 of a cup measure, and I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of the landscape mix into the bag, and then I'm going to do 1/3 of the cup of the humate, a cup of seaweed extract, and half as much of the whole fish, 1/6 of a cup of whole fish. Bag in here. Turn it on and see what happens. So this has a pulse and an aerator at the bottom, and you can control the amount that goes to both. So if I open up the aerator at the bottom of it, we get more of a rolling boil, but we still get the pulse. So it's pulsing into the top of the bag, and it's also bubbling up from the bottom. Let's try and move the aerator so it's underneath the bag. So it's a nice double action. We'll leave that going, set it up here at 10 a.m. We'll come back tomorrow morning, so we'll go for about 24 hours. And again, we're brewing actively aerated compost tea for distribution to community projects to support the techniques of regenerative agriculture in our community. And it's very simple to make compost tea. This brewer, I like the pulse, and I think it's got a good aeration system. The downside of it is that there's a lot of plastic parts to clean and keep track of. So not the simplest, but certainly effective. And cleaning can become a little bit onerous, so you want to make sure that it is clean after each use, and we'll show you a bit about that tomorrow. Well, good morning. We've had this running for 24 hours, the Microbulator, and we're going to turn it off and have a look at what we got here. So, first off, turn the front off. like the pulse through the compost tea bag. Here's our spent compost. Put that down, put it into our current compost pump. So the downside of this brewer for me is the apparatus, which now requires to be broken up, separated into pieces, and cleaned. And then what we're going to do to decant this one, it's just a 55-gallon drum with the top cut off, is we're going to use a sump pump to pump it out into our buckets. So that's the next thing that I'll have to get set up. Alright, so we pulled out the apparatus, and we've got a sump pump to put in, so we're going to plonk that in here. And if we had a faucet at the bottom, it wouldn't have to go through a pump. It's not very easy to do that without ground like this. This is an active pump, this one. You know, the centrifugal pump is not necessarily the best thing to be pumping compost tea through. So this, we have looked at before and after. Not too much of a difference, but this pump is really a strong pump. So there is the possibility that it's shredding some of our bigger microbiology. We don't tend to find a lot of nematodes in our compost tea, but I think this might beat them up a bit as they were going through the pump. So maybe a modification of this would be to put a tap, a little faucet, and be able to drain it without pumping it. You could just dip a bucket in it too. One of the things we do with compost tea is that we return some of the tea and use it to water our compost piles. So there's a little bit of food in there, and there's a lot of biology which we're adding back to our compost, so it's creating a kind of positive feedback cycle on our composting program. We're building compost right now. What are we going to call that pile, Camilla?
Not sure.
N.
M for...
Magic.
Magic! Magic pile.
I do like to think of this as liquid carbon. And it's not just carbon, it's biology. And that ability to self-replicate is the thing that's amazing about biology. Very different from chemical systems, which just tend to pollute. So this level of production, this really is better suited for somebody with an orchard, but landscapers. Here you are producing 40 plus gallons of compost tea. The next size up of brewer that we have, the minimum it brews is 150. And that really is getting to be feeding orchards. A lot of community tree planting you can support with that amount of compost tea. And then we're left with a little bit of residue, which we'll hose off as quickly as possible. You can see that this is dried in a bit, so we're going to have to work on cleaning this. Fairly easy to clean. Got a non-abrasive scrubby on that, and then this we're going to have to break apart and clean it all up. So quite a bit of cleanup to do. Non-abrasive scrubby, we're trying to we don't want to scratch the surface of the plastic and make more places for biology to go anaerobic in. Fortunately, these drums, cutting the lid off, that's what happens. You can always use hydrogen peroxide if you really want to make sure that it's clean, but we're just making sure that after each brew we give it a good lean over. Break this down and go through all of these parts. Again, this microbulator made by Microbulator.com, and they make the mini microbulators that we demonstrate too. So what's the verdict on this? I really like the pulse. I think it brews a good tea. It's a lot of cleanup, and it produced 15, 30, 45 gallons of compost tea. So we're ready to go and take this, distribute it to our community tree planting program. So let's get those lids on there and get it out of here. Thanks. Alright, so here we are at one of the Ventura City Community Gardens at Chestnut and Poli. We've got our local hero Gerardo here, who's with Restore Ventura, and we're using the compost tea that we brewed. We're going to be sending some biological love to all this mixed fruit orchard that's planted
50.
here. 50 different fruit trees in this little orchard right close to City Hall, downtown Ventura. So how awesome is that? Let's get cooking with this.
We're calling this the crown jewel of downtown Ventura. I love the stinkiness.
A little bit of fish in there.
Yeah? That's going to be really good for it.
We got fish, we got kelp, we got humate. A lot of different foods in there and some quality biology in there too.
I'm weed whacking it and letting it stay there, and I'm going to cover it with wood chips now.
Perfect.
So it's going to be a nice little mulch. Weed whack all that, I'm going to weed whack all this, and once I do that, we cover it with like 6 inches. That'll kind of burn this up and it won't come back again.
Does the city deliver?
I'm getting a local tree company.
Nice.
Just come out and drop off a load.
Looks like we've got some guavas here.
So we have red Malaysian guavas, pineapple guavas, standard guavas, Turkish figs.
What are these three?
We have pomegranates and mangoes. Those 3 are mangoes.
Mangoes.
Yeah. We try to plant trees that are, or we try to plant fruit that's not typically found at the market.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, it's not a bunch of citrus.
Yeah, you can get that anywhere.
Yes. No, this is awesome.
Not only is it not found in the market, it is expensive to buy.
Yeah.
So
The Vital Spark of Nature, starring Gerardo Gallegos.
yeah, but this is going to be beautiful, man.
It is.